Hey everyone, today I'm troubleshooting a carrier AC unit that is not turning on properly. The Nest thermostat is trying to start it every 2 minutes, but nothing is happening. If you see something like this, I will walk you through what might be causing it and how I fixed it. The thermostat is sending the signal to start cooling, but I hear a click and the outside unit is not turning on. The fan is not running. No compressor noise, just pure silence. When this happens, one of the most common cause is the failed capacitor inside the outdoor unit. Let's take a look. Before do anything, always check the power. You don't want to touch anything live. Start by turn off the power at the breaker that controls the AC unit. This will be a double pole breaker labeled AC or condenser. After you turn off the breaker, you can also disconnect the switch located next to the outdoor condenser. This cuts the power directly to the unit. You will need a 5/16 socket to remove the condenser panel. Total of 4 screws needs to be removed. When the AC unit fails, the two most common culprits are the capacitor and the contactor, or called the relay. Before removing the capacitor, take a photo of the wiring connection so you can reconnect them correctly later. In my case, the blue wire goes to HRM, yellow to common, and brown goes to fan. And before you disconnect any of the capacitor terminals, make sure you discharge the capacitor by bridging the terminals. You will need a 1/4-inch socket to remove the capacitor from the mounting bracket. Here is the replacement capacitor. It's 40 and 5 microfarad dual run capacitor, 370/440 volt AC. The series is CBB65. The capacitance is 40 and 5 microfarad with 6% tolerance, and the voltage rating is 370 volts. Can also handle 440 volts. The type is CBB65. There are 3 terminals: H for compressor, F for the fan motor, C for common. A failing capacitor often leaves the AC unit humming or cycling without turning on, which is exactly the problem I'm seeing by the Nest trying to start every 2 minutes. I'm also replacing the contactor while I'm here. This is the part I'm using. It's a 24 volt coil contactor rated for 32 amps, made by American Zedler. The contactor is basically a switch. When the thermostat calls for cooling, it sends the 24 volt signal to the coil, which pulls down the metal contact and sends the power to the compressor and fan motor. Over time, the contact wears out from the arcing, especially after years of cycling on-off during the summer. If the contactor fails, your AC won't turn on. It's a good idea to replace a contactor every 8 to 10 years as preventive maintenance. It's a cheap part. You can save a lot of hassle down the road. Make sure you match the wires exactly the way they were on the old one. And that is why it's so important to take clear photo before disconnect anything. On the contactor, the top terminals are the load side that connect to the compressor and fan. The bottom terminals are the line side where the 240 volt power comes in. The side terminals are the 24 volt control signal from the thermostat. Make sure all the connections are correct and tight and secure. Ensure nothing is loose or exposed. Once everything is secure, you can turn the power back on. Job well done. The AC is back up and running smoothly after replacing both the capacitor and the contactor. If your unit is not starting and the thermostat keep trying every few minutes, replacing the contactor and capacitor is easy DIY. That saved me over $500. The part costs around $50 in total from Amazon. 10x saving compares to calling a HVAC service tech. This is definitely an easy fix, and anyone can do this with basic tools. Thanks for watching. If this helped you, give it a like, subscribe for more home repair and DIY tips. More video coming soon.